Welcome to Warriors of the World. In today's episode, we'll explore the incredible lives of the legendary Mongol warriors. Picture for a moment the boundless steppes of Mongolia. The horizon stretches endlessly, the sky unfurls like an infinite blue ocean, and the wind carries the earthy scent of wild grass and leather. Amid this breathtaking landscape, the distant rumble of galloping hooves grows louder, each beat like a drum announcing the arrival of something extraordinary. These are the Mongols. Nomads, horsemen, archers, men and women who didn't merely survive but flourished in one of the harshest environments on Earth. In less than a century, they transformed from scattered tribes into the largest contiguous empire in history, stretching from the shores of the China Sea to the heart of Europe. But how did they accomplish this? What secrets lay behind their unparalleled dominance? Today, we'll dive deep into the lives of these warriors, their strategies, beliefs, and stories. It all begins here, on the Mongolian steppes, where the winds whisper the echoes of their legendary feats. Get ready for a journey filled with courage, conquests, and raw power as we uncover how these steppes-born warriors reshaped the world forever. Before diving into Genghis Khan's rise, let's take a moment to understand the world he inherited. By the late 12th century, Central Asia was a patchwork of fragmented tribes, kingdoms, and empires. To the east, China was fractured into competing dynasties vying for supremacy. To the west stood the Khwarezmian Empire, guarding Asia's wealthiest trade routes but vulnerable due to the greed of its leaders. Amidst this turbulent backdrop were the Mongolian steppes, home to nomadic clans perpetually locked in conflict. Unity seemed impossible in a land where alliances crumbled as quickly as they were forged. Yet, this chaos bred resilience. The Mongols learned to thrive on little and fight with unmatched ferocity. Life was unforgiving. Smaller tribes lived under constant threat from larger ones, and loyalty was a rare commodity. In this volatile world, a boy named Temujin was born, a boy who would one day be known as Genghis Khan. Orphaned at a young age, he didn't just endure but turned chaos into his greatest weapon. Under his leadership, the Mongols achieved something unprecedented: unity. The world before Genghis was brutal and unpredictable, a place ripe for transformation by someone with vision and determination. The Mongols wouldn't just participate in history, they would carve out its most unforgettable chapters. Imagine a 9-year-old boy, born in the endless plains, already marked by misfortune. That boy was Temujin, the future Genghis Khan. After his father's death, his own clan abandoned him and his family, deeming them too weak to lead. For years, Temujin lived as an outcast, hunting small animals and fighting for survival. In this harsh environment, he developed two defining traits: an unrelenting will to overcome and a visionary ability to see beyond tribal rivalries. As a young man, Temujin faced betrayal from former allies and even endured captivity by his enemies. Bound in chains for days, he managed to escape, an event that solidified his resolve and birthed a revolutionary idea. Alliances should not rest on blood ties alone but on loyalty and merit. With this belief, Temujin began gathering followers, not through obligation, but because they believed in him. Using charisma, strategy, and sheer force, he united clans that had been at war for generations. When he was finally declared Genghis Khan, or supreme leader, he didn't just lead the Mongols. He had forged a disciplined and unstoppable army ready to conquer the known world. His rise marked not just personal triumph but the dawn of a new era for the steppes of Asia. The Mongols were more than warriors. They were masters of the art of war. Under Genghis Khan's leadership, they developed strategies that baffled their enemies and remain subjects of study to this day. Their secret? Unmatched mobility, unwavering discipline, and an almost supernatural ability to adapt. At the heart of their success was the Mongol horse. Small, resilient, and incredibly fast. Each warrior maintained 3 to 5 horses, switching between them during battles to ensure they stayed fresh. With these mounts, Mongols could cover distances of up to 160 kilometers in a single day, leaving their enemies scrambling to respond. Another cornerstone of their dominance was their composite bow, a weapon of destruction both compact and deadly. Small and lightweight, it was perfect for horseback use, delivering lethal accuracy at ranges up to 350 meters. Mongol archers were unmatched in their skill, able to strike targets with precision while galloping at full speed. However, their true genius lay in their strategies. One of their most infamous tactics was the feigned retreat. During battle, Mongol forces would stage a chaotic withdrawal, luring their enemies into a reckless pursuit. Once the enemy was disorganized, the Mongols would swiftly counterattack, surrounding and decimating their foes. The Mongol army itself functioned like a well-oiled machine. Structured into units of 10, 100, or 1,000 men, every soldier was rigorously trained to follow orders without hesitation. This strict hierarchy enabled complex maneuvers and flawless coordination, even in the heat of battle. The Mongols didn't just win through brute force, they outsmarted their adversaries. They meticulously studied their enemies, exploiting weaknesses while wielding fear as a weapon. Spreading rumors of devastating massacres, they often broke the morale of entire armies before the first arrow flew. For them, war was more than combat, it was psychological warfare at its finest. The Mongols were masters at transforming simple tools into instruments of global domination. Their arsenal reflected a philosophy of practical, efficient, and devastating warfare. Central to this was their legendary composite bow, a masterpiece of military engineering. Compact and easy to handle, it was crafted from wood, horn, and animal sinew, giving it remarkable elasticity and power. This allowed it to fire arrows with deadly force, capable of piercing light armor with ease. But not all arrows were the same. The Mongols customized their projectiles to suit different purposes. Armor-piercing arrows to penetrate defenses, incendiary arrows to destroy structures, and whistling arrows to coordinate attacks or intimidate enemies. This versatility made their archers lethal in any scenario. Beyond the bow, the Mongols relied on simple yet effective weapons like curved sabers, or scimitars, perfect for swift strikes during mounted combat. Spears were used for long-range thrusts, capable of unseating enemy riders. Their armor, too, was a marvel of balance. Made from boiled leather reinforced with metal plates, it was light enough to allow agility but strong enough to deflect deadly blows. Horses were more than just a mode of transport. They were extensions of the warrior. Mongols trained their horses to respond to voice commands, allowing riders to keep their hands free for combat. These remarkable animals could carry warriors across vast distances, even in harsh terrains, making them indispensable to Mongol campaigns. The Mongols' equipment wasn't merely a collection of tools, it was a reflection of their war philosophy. Agile, adaptable, and utterly lethal, they turned even the simplest weapons into tools of conquest, reshaping the fate of entire continents. Genghis Khan laid the foundation of the empire, but it was his descendants who expanded it to unimaginable heights. After his death in 1227, leadership passed to his son, Genghis Khan, a visionary who not only consolidated the conquests but also pushed the empire further westward. Under Genghis' command, the Mongols invaded Russia, devastated the principalities of Kiev, and spread fear across Eastern Europe. Another prominent figure was Kublai Khan, Genghis's grandson, who led the empire at its zenith. Kublai was more than a warrior. He was a statesman. During his rule, the Mongols conquered China and established the Yuan dynasty, one of the most significant in Chinese history. He relocated the capital to Beijing, seamlessly blending Chinese cultural elements into the Mongol Empire. One of the most dramatic episodes in the history of Genghis's heirs was the sack of Baghdad in 1258, led by Hulagu Khan, another of Genghis's grandsons. This brutal siege resulted in the fall of the Abbasid Caliphate, a symbol of Islamic power. The event demonstrated that no region was beyond the Mongols' reach. Yet, the Mongols' power wasn't solely military. They revitalized the Silk Road, creating unprecedented connections between East and West. Under their leadership, commerce and cultural exchange flourished, spreading innovations, ideas, and even diseases like the Black Plague. The heirs of Genghis Khan not only preserved his legacy but also expanded it to forge the largest empire the world has ever seen. Each conquest underscored the enduring influence of Genghis's initial vision, proving the Mongols were not just conquerors but also architects of a new global order. The Mongol warriors were more than war machines. They were individuals with rich cultures, traditions, and lives beyond the battlefield. Imagine a Mongol nomadic camp sprawled across the vast steppes. Circular felt and wood yurts protecting families from relentless winds, the aroma of roasted meat and fermented milk filling the air, while children played near the horses, learning the essential skills needed to thrive in their environment. Mongol daily life revolved around their herds. Livestock, particularly horses, sheep, and cattle, formed the backbone of their economy and diet. Mare's milk, fermented into a drink called arag, was a staple and also central to celebrations. Meat was consumed sparingly, but during campaigns, warriors carried dried meat strips and would even drink their horses' blood in dire circumstances to sustain themselves. Mongol women played pivotal roles in society. While men were away fighting, women managed camps, brokered alliances, and, in some cases, even led troops. Notable figures like Torjin Khatun served as regents, proving that power wasn't exclusively a male domain. Their culture was deeply oral, with stories, songs, and poems passed down through generations to preserve their ancestors' memory and the lessons they had learned. Even outside the battlefield, Mongol life was rich with movement, strategy, and a profound connection to the land and sky. For the Mongols, war and spirituality were deeply intertwined. They believed in Tengri, the eternal sky god who ruled over the destiny of all things. Tengriism, as their faith is known, was not structured like major organized religions. Instead, it was a form of spirituality that emphasized harmony between humans, nature, and the cosmos. Shamanic rituals were central to Mongol life and played a vital role in their society. Shamans, seen as mediators between the spiritual and physical worlds, were consulted before battles, during crises, and at significant celebrations. Their ceremonies often involved chants, sacrifices, and dances to invoke the protection of spirits or seek Tengri's blessing. Genghis Khan believed he was chosen by the eternal sky to unite the world. This conviction instilled unshakable confidence in him and his warriors, convincing them that their conquests were predestined. Even as the Mongols encountered other religions, such as Islam, Christianity, and Buddhism, they demonstrated remarkable tolerance. The Mongol Empire became a space where diverse beliefs coexisted, reflecting their pragmatic approach to governance. This spiritual connection to the sky was also evident in their military practices. Before battles, they performed rituals to seek Tengri's protection. After victories, they offered sacrifices in gratitude. To the Mongols, their triumphs were not merely the result of strategy or strength but the fulfillment of the eternal sky's will. The Mongol warriors weren't just masters of war. They lived fascinating lives filled with unique practices and traditions that made them even more intriguing. For instance, did you know the Mongols avoided cats? They believed felines brought bad luck, and encountering one at a crucial moment was seen as an ill omen. During their campaigns, Mongols carried emergency food called borts, dried meat so light and practical they could pack large quantities into small bags. In extreme situations, they resorted to extraordinary measures. They made small cuts on their horses' necks and drank the blood, gaining vital energy to continue their march without sacrificing their animals. This blend of practicality, ingenuity, and spiritual belief made the Mongols not only formidable warriors but also a people of profound cultural depth and resourcefulness. Another intriguing fact about the Mongols was their approach to hygiene. Contrary to the stereotype of dirty barbarians, they valued personal cleanliness. Steam baths in makeshift tents were a common practice, especially before religious ceremonies or significant events. However, they avoided washing cooking utensils with water, believing it could offend the spirits of the earth. And what about their diplomacy? The Mongols were masters of psychological tactics to intimidate their adversaries. They often sent envoys demanding surrender with stark warnings. If you resist, we will destroy even the seeds in your fields. Yet, if their enemies submitted, the Mongols would often integrate them into the empire, offering protection and stability. These unique practices show that the Mongols were not merely ruthless warriors but a resourceful and tradition-rich people who skillfully balanced raw power with shrewd strategy. Even centuries after their reign, the Mongols continue to captivate the world. They are frequently portrayed in films, games, and books, often as mysterious and nearly invincible figures. One popular example is Netflix's Marco Polo, which explores the court of Kublai Khan and his interactions with the Venetian explorer. While taking some creative liberties, the show highlights the Mongols' cultural and political impact. In video games, the Mongols shine in titles like Age of Empires and Total War, Shogun 2, where their warfare tactics and mobility are impressively represented. In literature, authors like Kana Gulden have written series focusing on Genghis Khan's life, offering a more human perspective on the legendary conqueror. But the Mongol legacy extends far beyond fiction. The Silk Road, which they secured and revitalized, remains a symbol of cultural and economic exchange. By unifying vast territories, they enabled unprecedented connectivity between East and West, introducing innovations like gunpowder and paper to Europe. Even in science, their influence lingers. DNA studies suggest that up to 16 million men alive today are direct descendants of Genghis Khan, a testament to his genetic legacy. And so, we conclude our journey through the lives and achievements of the legendary Mongol warriors. They were more than conquerors. They were visionaries who shaped the world on their own terms, balancing brutality with innovation and destruction with connectivity. But this raises an intriguing question. What defines a warrior? Is it their raw strength or their ability to alter the course of history? Were the Mongols heroes or villains? Perhaps a bit of both. They leave us with a profound reflection on power. When wielded wisely, it builds bridges. When used recklessly, it destroys worlds. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear how this story resonates with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the Warriors of the World channel so you won't miss our next dive into the fascinating lives of history's greatest warriors. If you'd like to support our work further, consider becoming a channel member. Join our exclusive community and help us continue creating incredible content. Until the next battle.